Kimmy.
Welcome to PTVI Z-Dart. Today we're talking about a very prominent issue in our teenage community.
Vaping. Think about your last 30 days. What have you done?
You probably worked, went to school, went to the grocery store, out with friends, but did you vape?
Apparently 1.7 million high school students did.
The issues are so widespread, vaping companies such as Juul have given $30 million to help fight teenage vaping.
Some schools, like ours, have trained teachers to find e-cigarettes and Juuls in student possession. We're here with Miss Carlson, 9th grade school counselor and ESE specialist. She's here to talk to us about the vaping epidemic taking place in high school.
Would you consider vaping a problem at Palmetto Beach High School?
I would consider it a problem. As the 9th grade counselor, I deal with students who are transitioning from middle to high school, and it has been a problem. We have had to address it with both parent-teacher conferences, as well as our administrative staff and security. We've been aware that it is going on, monitoring more closely students who are leaving classrooms to go to the restroom, just being aware of conversations that may be overheard in the hallway or other areas that are not considered a classroom environment where students may be discussing what their activities are both on and off of campus. We can't do anything legally for students that engage in activities off of campus. However, if the discussions are occurring on campus or social media is brought into it, we are made aware. Parents sometimes contact us, students sometimes contact us, and so we continue to be vigilant in making sure that students are aware that those behaviors can be dangerous to themselves and to others, as well as the fact that it is illegal for them to do so, and that the consequences will occur for them.
And do you have any words for those students who feel pressured to come into high school and vape?
They need to talk to somebody. We have an excellent mentoring program here at Pompano. The students have been told since day one, including our freshman invasion, that we are here to help them, that the kids have an opportunity, see something, say something. I am available. Our 9th grade administrator is available. All 8 of their classroom teachers are available, as well as the mentors that are within their personalization period. They definitely have somebody that they can talk to. They just need to find that right person.
Thank you so much for your time.
No problem, girls.
Administrators have a right to be concerned.
We've heard from teachers, parents, and even PSAs on television that vaping is bad for you. But from a medical perspective, how bad is it? We're here with Dr. Synchronrat to talk about the medical effects of vaping on teenage brains.
Hello.
So, medically, do we consider vaping a safe alternative to smoking?
Well, that was why vaping started, because it was considered safe, but we are now finding that it is not safe. The vapor alters actually the genes, and that makes a big difference. We have found out that over 300 genes are changed, and it also changes the immune system and the way the prefrontal cortex works, which we know is a big problem. The interesting part is that vapes with nicotine affect less genes than vapes without nicotine. Without nicotine, 830 genes will be altered.
Wow, so does this mean that vaping without nicotine could actually be more dangerous than vaping with?
Absolutely.
Does it matter if you start vaping younger or older? Does it affect your body? Is it any worse or better for you?
I have to tell you, I'm very concerned about the vaping in teenagers after doing some research. We found out that the vaping does affect the frontal cortex, and mainly what it does, it doesn't allow the planning to go through anymore and the sensory input. So the memory and the attention span of people are not going to develop normally. Now imagine if a teenager starts and until 25 the brain is still evolving or developing, I should say. This is going to stop right then and there. Impulse control is going to be difficult. So now we're having people that cannot think the same way they would if they never vaped, and they don't have impulse control. That will affect how their adult life is going to be. So I am very concerned about that.
We know vaping affects the brain because as it develops, it can change. But vaping is direct inhalation of nicotine. How does that affect our lungs?
Well, it's not only nicotine, because nicotine doesn't seem to be right now the big problem, and that's what is being advertised. But there is still formaldehyde in there, which is carcinogenic whether you use cigarettes or you use vaping. The other problem is there is a lot of flavorings that have not been researched. Just to give you an example, there is one that is called diacetyl, and that one will cause something that is called popcorn lung, which causes so much scarring that you will stop being able to breathe normally, and that is irreversible. So there's going to be a lot of issues with that coming up, and then who knows what else with all the different flavorings that there are.
Would we consider this addictive drug a gateway to other addictive substances?
I think the nicotine, but even the non-nicotine is a gateway, because the feeling of vaping will set up a behavior where you need some outside to feel comfortable and to feel part of a group. So it is very easy then to go to cigarettes, and what they're finding out is that people that vape tend to go to cigarettes if they haven't stopped, they start smoking. And also there seems to be more drinking because they look for the outside and for some outside reaction in order to get a feel good. So it definitely will be a gateway drug.
All right, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for coming.
Wow, it's really scary that something assumed to be helpful and safe can do such dangerous things to you.
But if e-cigarettes are really that bad, how are teens getting a hold of them?
Some students buy fake IDs, and others go to shops that notoriously don't card students, and they take advantage of that. And some, thanks to technology, can buy online and submit a photo ID of anyone, and it's not verifiable because you're not there in person.
Are there any regulations on this?
Technically, you have to be 18 to purchase a Juul or a vape, but as you can see, many students get around the regulation. The Food and Drug Administration, also known as the FDA, took notice of the dangerous product being used by teenagers and decided to take action.
On September 12, 2018, the FDA gave Juul 60 days to prove that minors can't obtain their product. If the company can't prove this, they could face dire consequences.
The FDA is threatening to shut down the company. However, there are other companies such as Juno and Sorin that minors can use.
Let's go back to something you mentioned earlier. Juul, supposedly the most popular vape company, has pledged $30 million to stop teenage usage.
Yes, but this is only after many lawsuits and call-outs. When the company first began to gain popularity, they didn't show people trying to quit smoking. They didn't show sick people trying to save their lives with this product. They showed cool teens hanging out, having fun with the product, and it gave other students that impression.
This reminds me of the Truth campaign funded by cigarette companies after teen smoking became popular, cool, and dangerous.
You know what they say, those who do not study history are bound to repeat it.
I guess we're repeating.
That's all for today.
I'm Kylan.
And I'm Kimmy.
This has been Z-Dart.
See you next time.